Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Clair Summer and this is Lumiere Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. A big shout out to all my amazing subscribers and to everybody who has donated through the energetic exchange. I just love you all so much, and I am sending you all a big hug. Alright, today I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading for you today, and we are looking at, have they moved on, and do they still care? Alright, now I realise that this particular topic is another one of those triggering topics that it can be quite emotionally charged. So I just want to take a moment just to ask you to self-reflect and just see if you genuinely want to know the answer to this question. Because if you're a regular on my channel, you will know that I don't cherry pick my cards. What comes out is what comes out, and the message that Spirit wants to tell us and share with us today. Okay, so just take a moment to reflect on that. This is group 1, group 2 and group 3. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3. So all the timestamps for these 3 groups are in the description box down below. If and I ask that you use your intuition to guide you today as to which of the 3 groups you will choose. So we all have this quiet inner voice within us that we can tap into to guide us in these moments. So just take a moment to take a deep breath. Drop down into your body and listen to that gut instinct, that quiet inner voice as to which of the 3 groups you are drawn to in this reading today. While you do that, I will just let you know that I have created a wonderful collection of beautiful meditations and affirmations to help to raise your vibration. So I've got, and just to help you to manifest the love and abundance that you desire in your life. People have been saying that they've been getting amazing results with those meditations, so do check those out if you feel called to. Okay, but let's get on with your reading, and I will see you in a moment. Hey everybody, this is the reading for group number 1. So I'm going to take a look at the energies in this card, see if your person has moved on and if they still care about you now. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the oracle cards there and we'll take a look at those in a moment. We'll start with the tarot today. All right, so you have the Emperor, you have Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Swords in the reverse, the Sun, Page of Swords, 2 of Cups in the reverse, Temperance in the reverse, Knight of Wands, and 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, okay, so first of all, we've got Aries energy represented here, Leo's energy, Cancerian energy and Sagittarius energy represented in this reading. So you may be dealing with somebody with one of those signs, or it could be that they're heavily represented in their chart. Okay, so with the Emperor, what I'm sensing is that somebody wasn't giving much away. They weren't really sharing their emotions. They'd stopped connecting emotionally. They weren't talking about their emotions. You can ask them what's wrong, or trying to get to the bottom of why they were behaving this way, and they just weren't sharing that. They weren't being open with their emotions. They were being very unemotional, is what I'm sensing here. Okay, so it also may be the case that somebody in this connection was being a little bit controlling, a little bit it's my way or the highway, or just everything has to be on my terms. And I think they were probably doing that because it made them feel safer in some way, or that's all that they had to give. They were just like, well, this is all there is, you can do it on my terms or not at all. That may be the case. Or you may just, like, I've got an energetic sort of, picked up an energetic feeling, that you were just sort of being controlled, that it just wasn't, as much fun for you as it had been. I feel like with this Knight of Pentacles energy that things have really kind of, they felt like maybe they were almost ground to a halt, like there wasn't as much energy invested in this connection as there used to be. That things were really plodding along, that things had felt like maybe you were wading through mud, trying to get answers, trying to work out what the problem was, trying to fix the problem, and you're just sort of plodding along. And kind of not really getting anywhere, not really getting any solutions, not really getting any answers, not really getting any breakthroughs, okay? So this is what I'm sensing here. And then we have this Ten of Swords energy. So I'm just feeling like in the recent past, someone was just done with this. You know, that they just had enough. They just said, I've had enough of being treated like this. I've had enough of putting up with not knowing where I stand. I've had enough of not understanding what's going on. I've had enough of not knowing how you feel about me. And they've just had enough. You know? So, but what I feel is that the worst is over with this Sun energy that we have here. And I just feel that as a result of any sort of break that you've had, or any sort of separation, that it has given someone in this connection some clarity. I feel like although there's still the emotional connection, there's the emotional investment still there, although it's still painful, I do feel that something as a result of this breakdown has resulted in some clarity and some illumination, okay? And I just feel like maybe the truth of the situation has been revealed to you now that you've had that opportunity to step back from it. It's really, really raining hard outside now. It's absolutely chucking it down. I'm so sorry it's going to be able to pick up on camera. And it looks like it's going to get worse as well. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So I think that you've had this clarity, and what I'm sensing in the energy is just this sense of relief. So although it's very painful, you do feel like, well, at least I don't have to put up with that anymore. At least, you know, if I'm on my own, I have my own agency, I'm in control of my own life, I know what's going on with me and in my heart. You know, maybe as a result of this, it's just giving you some clarity, that now that you've been able to step back from it and look at it with more from a more impartial place, where you're not so enmeshed in it. Okay, I just wonder whether for some of you, you're still having some sort of communication. Maybe you're texting each other like this, maybe you're still in each other's lives. I do feel like, you know, this is a little spy that we've got here with the Page of Swords, that maybe they've been checking you out on social media, maybe they've just been keeping an eye on what you're doing, or somebody in this connection is still sort of following somebody else on social media and really sort of quite interested in what the other person is doing and following them like that. Or it may just be for some of you, there's been some sporadic messages now and again where you might get a text message out of the blue, little crumbs of communication here and there. Okay, so you know, they are you know, still interested in what's going on. I feel like they look when they're looking at you from the outside, they feel like you look quite happy with this Sun energy and the Page of Swords. They're sort of looking in through your social media window, and they feel like you're getting on with your life and that you look quite happy without them. Okay, so maybe you've got pictures of you going out partying or going on vacation or having a good time with your family or your soul tribe, and you know, this is what they're seeing. They're getting the impression that, oh, you know, they're happier without me, you know, they never cared. This is what they're thinking. So also, you know, with this Two of Cups in the reverse, I just feel like, you know, this is really just an indication that you know, they've taken a step back emotionally from this connection, you know, and with this Emperor energy, this may have been something that they did when they were still with you, you know, that they'd sort of dialed down their feelings, the attraction had been dialed down a little bit. So you know, it may be the case that they're not interested in being in a relationship with you, but they don't want you to be happy with somebody else. Maybe not in a really malicious way, you know, just from an ego point of view, you know. You know, that makes them feel a little bit frightened, but I don't see them sort of, you know, when they're getting in contact with you or whether they're checking you out, it isn't to offer you love. It isn't because they want to bring love back to you. They're just curious. There's just a few of those energetic cords still attached. Okay, so you know, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm not seeing a renewal of their love coming as a result of the interest that they're taking in you in social media, okay? But I do feel, you know, that this was like a long time coming, you know, with this Knight of Pentacles energy. I do feel like it was a long time coming. I feel like you know, you absolutely tried your best. You poured love into them. You know, perhaps there was a lot of love there in the beginning, but I do always feel like they did always want it on their terms, and that perhaps they weren't ready for that sort of relationship, and that it isn't anything to do with you. They just aren't in that space in their life where they're able to have that sort of relationship. They don't have the emotional maturity. Perhaps they, you know, they've got some issues from the past that they need to work through, so they're not able to bring that sort of love and commitment and deep connection to the table at this time, okay? So, and then, you know, looking into the future, we have the Temperance in the reverse. So I feel like your person is really living from an ego-centered space right now. Again, not because they're a bad person, they're just really living on the surface of the things. They're not prepared to look at that sort of emotional landscape. They're not prepared to ask those deeper questions. They're not prepared to connect with you in a spiritual or emotional way. So I just feel like they're really just living on the surface of things. You know, with this Knight of Wands, they're just concentrating on having what they think is a good time, but this is all really, really surface level stuff. So if you see them out there having a good time, perhaps they're you know, having hookups, or they are going out to parties, or they're traveling, or they're having a good time. They, you know, this isn't nourishing them. They're just living from the place of ego. They're just, you know, very surface level. This is very shallow, what they're doing right now. And it's just a coping mechanism, which they are, you know, they're just acting out of a coping mechanism, you know. So I see them, you know, they may be flirting with other people, they may be dating other people, but it's all a little bit meaningless, I think. You know, I just feel like they're putting a lot of energy into things, but, you know, they aren't achieving anything. They're not connecting with anybody. It doesn't mean anything. I also sense that they may come back towards you, but again, not for anything meaningful. You know, again, they might just come back towards you just for a hookup, or just because they want some attention, or because they miss your attention, because now that you've taken that attention away from them, you know, you've taken, you know, that warmth, that love, all that goodness that you had to give them from your big, big heart. You had all that to give them. And, you know, when you've turned your back on them like that, you know, you've left them in the cold. They don't know how to soothe themselves, except for these shallow things. You're going out partying, going out drinking, flirting with people, looking for attention like that. So they may come towards you looking for some attention. But I would caution you and just... you know, you may want it to be something more, and they may tell you that it's something more, but if it doesn't feel genuine, you know, be discerning, is what I'm hearing. Be discerning, because it may not be. I mean, if you're just happy just to have a hookup and that's going to give you some closure, then that's okay, but I don't see them coming back towards you with anything meaningful, because essentially, you know, with this Four of Pentacles in the reverse, this is a card of letting go. Okay, so I do sense that they have let go of this now from an emotional point of view. Again, they may still like your attention, they may still like it that you're still interested in them, they may still be able to sense it energetically that you would like to get back together with them, but I feel like they've let go of it. You know, with this Two of Cups in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? But remember, you know, there are a few things that you need to remember. You need to remember that this is nothing to do with you. This is their own journey, okay? You cannot, it doesn't matter how much love you have to give. If they can't love themselves at that level, then they can't feel it. They won't be able to connect with that love. They won't be able to connect with you. And ultimately, they won't be able to give you what it is that you need to feel satisfied and loved in your connection, okay? So I'm sorry if this is bad news and it isn't what you want to hear, but I do feel like, and remember, this is just a snapshot of the energy at this moment that you're watching this video, you know, and if this message is resonating with you, then it is for you, but if it doesn't resonate with you, then, you know, it isn't your message. It's only if it's resonating with you and you're thinking, yeah, this is my situation, that this person has let go of you at this time. Things can change in the future, definitely, as they learn and grow. They can do that, but it's not up to you to persuade them of your worth and of your merit, because you are this amazing person. You're going into expansive energy. You've got a lot of love to give, and if they don't want that, then that is their loss. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing right now with the tarot. Let's take a look at these oracle cards for you. So we have my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Okay, so this is from the which one is this? The Universe Has Your Back. Have you seen that one? I'm absolutely in love with these oracle cards at the moment. I don't know if I can get it with the light, but it's so beautiful. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So don't get bogged down in these heavy emotional energies, these lower vibrational energies. Keep your vibration high, follow your bliss, do what it is that you need to do, and do not take their behavior as a reflection of the person, the amazing person that you are. Okay, you can manifest the love that you desire and you deserve. Okay, we have this card Transience, we have the card Get to Know Each Other, we have the card Bear from the Animal Spirit deck from the Wild Unknown, which I love it so much, and we have the card Death as well, if you can see that. So what I'm seeing here is that you are going, this is, you know, messages from Spirit for you now, that you are going into this beautiful transitional period. Remember, transitions can be a little bit uncomfortable. I think, you know, you can experience bad days, but you're going to experience good days as well on this journey towards your own spiritual expansion. Okay, you know, so with this, well, they're all stuck to the table now. With this card Transience, wait one moment. With this card Transience and the Death card, you know, this really talks about a change and a transition for you, which is for your highest good. Okay, I feel that there is something much better for you around the corner, and you know, this is you know, very exciting. There's a lot of exciting energies here for you if you are willing to take them, because this is what the universe wants to offer you as an opportunity. Okay, so, you know, with this Bear card, what we're really saying is after winter must come spring. So if this has been going on for a long time, if it's felt very low vibrational, if you've been feeling a lot of loss and lack and sadness, just know that spring is coming. You're going to have things that you can invest in, which nourish you, which make you feel amazing, which make you feel on top of the world. You know, and you'll have this opportunity to share your big heart with somebody who can really appreciate it and reciprocate that love that your big heart is shining out. Okay, which is going to feel so good for you. You're just going to feel like you're wrapped up in a big warm blanket, that you are just wrapped up in love. Okay, which is why we have this card Get to Know Each Other. I sense that there's somebody in your life who perhaps is a friend or is on the periphery of your life, or you know through a friend of a friend. There's somebody in your life already who is destined to be with you. You're going to get to know them a bit better over the next few months. I'm hearing 3 months, and then this friendship is going to develop into something more. This may not be something that you want right now because you're invested in this person, but as you go on these transitions, as you go on this healing journey, there's somebody else waiting in the wings for you already. There's somebody else who already has their eye on you and is you know, who wants to pursue you. Okay, so when you're in the right energetic space for manifesting it, then they will waltz straight into your life. Okay, and that's going to be really, really good. But this is a time of personal transformation for you. Okay, during this time, you know, and that can be difficult, but I just think you are, I'm just seeing a star that is shining. Okay, so you do not need to be bound up you know, with this loss in your heart space. Okay, you can move forward and shine your light. Okay, and it's going to be really beautiful. All right, so I do sense, you know, that this person that you've been asking about today may come back into your life, but not with anything serious and not at this time, but it's only because of their own journey, their own issues, and nothing to do with you. That's the most important thing to take away from this time. But I see that you're getting spiritual upgrades. I see that you've learned a lot from this experience. you've had a lot to take away from it, and that is going to serve you very well as you go forward into this new relationship, into these new opportunities that are coming in for you, okay? I see a lot of positivity here for you in this transitional period into transformation, and so that you can shine brightly like a star, okay? So yeah, it's a time of growth for you, but I think you understand that you can go on that spiritual journey. You have the ability to look within, but your person that you're asking about today is really not asking those deeper questions. They're not looking within, and they're just staying in this ego 3D centric world, at this time. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. We've all been there. We can all do that to cope with things that we can't handle. So that's it, but it's not a reflection on you. All right. I hope that this reading was beneficial for you. I hope that it has given you some clarity in this situation. You are always in my thoughts, and I am sending you lots and lots of love at this time. All right. Do connect with me down in the comments. I love to hear what is going on with you in your personal situations. And if you feel called to, please check out my book, Love Academy. It is for manifesting soulmate love and really getting really good results in your dating life and your relationships in general, okay? It's all about, shifting your energetic vibration into one of love so you can attract the love that you desire and that you deserve, okay? People have been writing to me every day saying what how much they've learned, how much it's helped them, how eye-opening it is, what great skills they've developed as a result of it, and how it has shifted their vibration, and they've seen positive changes take place in their lives. All right, that's linked in the description box if it resonates with you. But have an amazing week, and do take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care now. Bye bye. Hey everybody, this is the reading for everybody who picked group number 2. So I'm going to take a look at the energies in these cards and see if your person has moved on and if they still care about you at this time, okay? So I'm just going to pop the oracle cards here. We'll take a look at those in a moment, and we'll just start with the tarot cards today, okay? So we have the 7 of Swords in the reverse for you. We have the Ace of Cups. We have King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 7 of Wands in the reverse, 9 of Cups, 4 of Wands in the reverse, and Ace of Wands, okay? So what I'm seeing here with this energy, I just feel like that's just what I'm really sensing, is that there's been a lot of confusion between you both. So I just feel like there's been some sort of misunderstanding. Somebody's got the wrong end of the stick about something. I feel that maybe there was some jealousy involved in this connection. Somebody was jealous of somebody else and it undermined it a little bit. Maybe it drove somebody mad, not being trusted in that way, okay? So, this is what I'm sensing from this 7 of Swords energy, okay? Just a lot of confusion. I just feel like you weren't communicating very well between each other, and there's been some sort of petty misunderstanding. I feel like maybe there was this underlying jealousy thing going on, or somebody thought someone was flirting with somebody else or something like this, sort of mountain out of a molehill situation. It felt very big and important at the time, but in hindsight, maybe it could have been dealt with a little bit better. I feel like, there was so much love in this connection, with this beautiful Ace of Cups. I just feel like, there was just so much love here. I sense that your person still deeply cares about you. They still deeply love you. I just feel like they would renew that love in a heartbeat, okay? And throughout what has been going on with you both, they always still loved you, still cared about you throughout all, the confusion and the low vibrational energy and, not being able to communicate with each other. They always still loved you throughout all of that, okay? That's how they felt. With this King of Swords in the reverse, I feel like there's some sort of indecisiveness was going on. Somebody didn't really know what to do. Should they end it? Should they go on a break? you know, it's all just been a little bit woolly. I definitely feel that somebody wasn't speaking up about how they really feel. You know, and again, it just speaks of this confusion. You know, this King of Swords in the reverse really speaks of like a lack of foresight, a lack of, you know, logic, being able to just, you know, look at things logically. It's all just been too confusing and too emotional. And no one's been able to look at it with clarity and with logic and, you know, from that more, you know, just from that sort of, you know, just taking a step back and looking at it from a distance to get clarity. I just feel like also someone's holding back from speaking their truth and really talking about how they feel because they're frightened of being vulnerable. And I sort of just feel like communication is a bit of a problem. Like, you know, people aren't speaking up, people, you know, haven't found the words, maybe your person hasn't said, you know, what it is that you need to hear in order to feel safe from these energies from them, you know, or, you know, to understand where it is that they're coming from. So I just see all this confusion and this poor quality communication, which is resulting in these problems that you've experienced with this person in the past, okay? I feel like with this Page of Pentacles that they do still care, definitely, and they're trying to work out, you know, what they could have done to make it right. You know, and what they can do to make it right is just speak the truth, you know, come from that vulnerable place, you know, and say what it is that you need to hear to feel better about things and to make things better. But, you know, they're still working that out at this time. But they are asking those deeper questions about the relationship. You know, they are pondering it. They're like, you know, what is it that went wrong? You know, they are reflecting on this on a soul level. What is it that went wrong? What is it that I can do to make this right? You know, what is it? You know, and they have learnt a lesson as a result of what you've been through together, okay? And they are reflecting on that, which I think is really, really, it's just good. It's just good that they're doing that. You know, it shows like an emotional maturity, okay? We've got the Two of Wands energy, so they're definitely trying to make a decision at this time about what to do. They're trying to make this decision about, you know, whether to go back to you or whether to move forward, okay? So you're still very much on their mind. They're still really contemplating what they've learned as a result of being with you or having you in their life, and they're trying to make a decision about what to do about the future, but they're still energetically invested in this connection with you at this time, okay? You know, with this Wands energy, this is, you know, that they're considering taking action and they're trying to decide which direction that action needs to go into, okay? So, but yeah, they're being a little bit indecisive, but this is a sort of mental process that they're going through at this time. With this Seven of Wands in the reverse, you know, they are prepared now to let their guard down and be a bit more vulnerable and sort of let you in. You know, they are ready now. I do feel like they've had this time to think, they've had this time to reflect, they have learnt the lessons, and now they are you know, they just feel more open to it. Their heart is more expansive, their heart is more open. I feel like the loss that they feel as to not having you in your life has opened their heart to, you know, being more vulnerable. So often we put up heart walls or try and block people out, you know, due to our own fears. But I just think they miss you so much. They're just sort of open to having you back like that. So I do feel like their guard is down at this time. You know, but at the same time, they're scared to really put themselves out there. So emotionally, they're open to you, but sort of physically, they're not putting in that action to sort of make that happen, if you see what I mean. So, you know, they do feel vulnerable. They do feel like they've got their heart open to you, but they're not willing to take that action to come forward and really fight for this, okay? Because, you know, this vulnerability that they've become aware of, you know, when you are faced with that vulnerability, you're thinking, well, I can get hurt as a result of this. And this is kind of, you know, what's going on within them energetically. You know, they've become aware that they're vulnerable when they feel this deeply. And, you know, it's scared of making them fight for this connection, scared of making them, what am I trying to say? Yeah, just, you know, just putting themselves out there with action, with really coming forward and saying, I do love you, I do want to invest in this, I have learnt my lesson, you know, I do understand what the problem was, okay? That's very interesting because we have the Nine of Cups, and you may be aware of this, that this is the wish card, okay? So if you've been wishing that they would reach out to you, if you've been wishing that you could get back together, if you've been wishing that you could get closure, if you could wishing that, you know, you could talk this through, I do see that your wish will become your reality, okay? You can manifest this into your life because there's still so much energy invested in this. They are still connected to you. They haven't moved on yet. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about the future and what to do. But you know, they still you know, they're still connected to you energetically and emotionally. They've still got a lot of emotion invested in this, okay? So you know, I do still see that, which is you know, there's a lot of good feeling energy when we have this. You know, they do still love you, they haven't moved on, they're still invested emotionally in this. When they think of you, they still feel really good about you. You know, whatever it is that's in the past, they're prepared to put that in the past and leave it in the past where it belongs, okay? And this is definitely a card of coming into right alignment. So whatever the difficulties were, whatever you couldn't communicate at this time in the past, this is really, you know, a card of coming into right alignment, of you being able to, you know, having a meeting of minds, having a meeting of hearts, being able to connect with each other in a beautiful way, which feels very meaningful, which feels very nourishing, where you can really understand each other and, you know, feel nourished by one another, okay? So I do see that happening for you. I see your wish becoming a reality, okay? In the future, I do see, I don't see them, because we've got this Four of Wands in the reverse, I don't see them like offering like long-term stability or anything like this. We're just looking at, you know, the just a snapshot of the future in the next few weeks. So I don't think they've really processed that, and they're not really thinking in those terms of creating a future with you or that sort of stability, because you're just not that in that sort of place right now, okay? So that's not what they're considering. But they definitely, with this Ace of Wands, so funny, there's still a lot of passion here in this connection. So I do see them being back in your life, you know, because they haven't moved on from you, you know, they're still invested in you emotionally. I see them coming back into your life. I see that being like quite a passionate reunion between you both, okay? You know, maybe passionate sexually, maybe just passionate, you know, a lot of intense energy as a result of that. But this is really a card of new beginnings, and I see you having, you know, getting the opportunity, you know, if that is your wish, to have a new beginning with this person, to start afresh, to start new with them, and to start over. So I think, you know, initially, you know, it's just going to be you know, more romantic, more passionate, and then, you know, these future things may come later, but we're not looking too far into the future with this energy right now, okay? So that's what I'm sensing here. Let's take a look at the Oracle card, see what advice Spirit has for you. So we have this beautiful card, Elephant, from the Animal Spirit deck, which I love, from the Wild Unknown. So beautiful. I'm really enjoying using that deck. This is the Goddess card from the Universal Love Oracle deck. We have this beautiful card from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck, and it says, I'll read it to you. I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Okay, so we have that card for you. We have rest and relaxation is essential, and we have the card, the Sage. Okay, so it's very interesting, you know, again with this Goddess card, this is very much like the High Priestess energy. I do see them, you know, still seeing you as very attractive, you know, as we can tell from this Ace of Wands energy. They're still attracted to you. There's still a lot of energy in this connection, okay? And I feel like, you know, you're still, because you're still connected energetically, you can still influence each other. And you can still, you know, energetically, you know, and you can still connect with them psychically, okay? So if there's any messages that you want to convey to them, you know, you can always just call them up into your mind, into your thoughts, and, you know, really share that, you know, what it is that you want to share with them. Share your thoughts, share your feelings with them, and they'll be able to pick up on how you're feeling, because you still have this psychic energetic connection. You've still got those psychic cords and bonds between you both, okay? I see that here. All right, this elephant card is so beautiful. This is really an auspicious card in your reading, which I love. You know, the elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. A little bit like the Chariot card in the tarot. It can just cut through any obstacles, any difficulties. So, you know, whatever it is that you were struggling with when you were together, you know, you do have the knowledge now and the wisdom and the experience and the clarity to be able to bring this newness, you know, this new energy, this new understanding of one another, to cut through those obstacles, whatever the challenges are, whatever the problem was. This energy is really auspicious, and it will just, you will be shown the way forward now. Okay, I think you can probably see the way forward. I think you've had time to reflect, and your person has definitely had time to reflect as well. So you will be able to be shown the way forward and the right direction to go in for the future, to make this more successful for you. Okay, you know, it's just a little message from Spirit about taking care of yourself. Rest and relaxation is essential. You know, if this has been a little bit difficult for you on your nerves, perhaps you haven't been sleeping, perhaps it's triggered some anxiety, do take time out for yourself now, because that's going to help to get you back into right alignment so that everything can work out for the highest good of everybody concerned. So do what it is that you need to do to relax, do something creative, get a massage if that's available to you, you know, spend some time in meditation, spend some time in nature. Do these things, and remember that not to choose fear, choose again, choose love. You always have that option to choose love. Okay, it's something that you know, we all have to do, something that I have to remind myself of on a daily basis. Just like when you get caught up in that anxiety, when you get caught up in those fears, just say, I choose again, I choose love. All right, so look for the love in this situation, look for the forgiveness, look for the love in your greater life. And the more you focus on love, the more you will manifest beautiful, loving experiences into your life. Okay, and that's reflected in this Nine of Cups energy as well. This just talks of like your cup overflowing with good feelings. All right, and then we have this beautiful card, the Sage. So, you know, again, you know, this links so much in with this elephant card. You know, the elephant we always think of as being very wise. This Sage card is about the wisdom at the nub of this experience that you've been going through together. What is it that you've learned? What wisdom have you gained towards your spiritual expansion as a result of these experiences and as a result of having this person in your life? Okay, but when we get this Sage card, it's really about wisdom which results in change. So it's about understanding better and then being able to do better. When we know better, we do better. That's what I'm hearing in this situation. Okay, so you are able to look at this situation through the eyes of compassion. Okay, so, you know, without fear or jealousy or lower vibrational energies, and you know, with forgiveness and with compassion. And when you come at it from that place, it's going to shift that energy whereby your person knows that it's safe to come forward to you, knows that it's safe to connect with you, and that you can connect on a deep level and really understand each other in this situation. Okay, so that's what I see for you here. I do see that they're still invested in you energetically, they're still invested in you emotionally, very much. They've still got a lot of love for you, and they're still thinking very much about this relationship. And I do see that they will be back in your life if it's for the highest and greatest good of everybody concerned, as long as, you know, you're doing that inner work to create that beautiful energy for that to transpire, for that to take place for you. Okay, and, you know, that will attract the best outcome for you as well. All right, now I hope this reading was beneficial for you and that it has given you some clarity in your situation. Do connect with me down in the comments. I love to hear what is going on with you in your lives at this time. Okay, if you feel called to, do check out my book Love Academy. It's all about manifesting your soulmate, but also just about you know, just also about cultivating soulmate love. you know, how we can really love ourselves more, how we can heal those broken parts of ourselves, how we can create stronger boundaries, how we can communicate in a way which is much more effective. All right, so if you feel called to, the details are linked in the description box. That takes you to my website, and there's much more information there, and some testimonials as well, because people have been saying that it's been giving them you know, a lot of food for thought, that they've learned a lot, that it's really transforming their lives, because they've been able to learn good skills and then take those skills out into their dating and relationships, and that has created transformation for them, you know, better feeling experiences. Okay, but I love you all so much. You're always in my thoughts. Do have an amazing week, and I hope to see you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care now. Bye bye. Hey everybody, this is the reading for everybody who picked group number 3. So I'm going to take a look at the energies in these cards and see if your person has moved on and if they still care about you, okay? So I'm going to leave the oracle cards here for a moment, and we're going to take a look at the tarot to begin with, okay? So you have the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. You have the 8 of Swords here. We have 4 of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Cups. You have the King of Wands in the reverse. We have the 10 of Pentacles. And then you have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, the 8 of Cups, and the Hanged Man in the reverse. Okay, so what I'm seeing here in the recent past with you, it's kind of quite interesting really. It's like with this 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, I just feel like somebody in this relationship wasn't being a team player. They just like weren't pulling their weight, weren't getting involved in it, weren't putting the effort into solving the problems, or sort of investing enough in this relationship that we're looking at now to sort of make it work or to overcome those problems. Okay, I feel like you know, maybe they had other priorities, or you felt like you weren't their main priority, like they were looking, you know, maybe work was their priority, or maybe their family was their priority, or maybe just, you know, watching Netflix and drinking beer was their priority. Okay, I just feel like on the list of priorities you weren't top of the list, and you felt like you weren't top of the list because there was other stuff there. And you know, also this indicates that they just preferred, like, I don't know, hanging out with their friends or their mates rather than, you know, doing what it takes to invest in this relationship that we're looking at here right now. I do see, you know, like with this 4 of Pentacles energy, that your person was really holding on tightly. They may have been a little bit controlling, and just sort of like, what I'm sensing is like they were holding on to you. It's like they didn't want you, but they didn't want anyone else to have you, or just something like this, or like they wanted the relationship, but they didn't want to do the work that it takes to have a relationship, something like this. There's this sort of opposition going on, you know. So like in one case, you know, they were really into you and they really wanted you and they really wanted to hold on tight to you, but they weren't prepared to put the work into that, you know, what they needed to do. I sense there were a lot of fears as well in this relationship. I don't know whether for somebody this was quite triggering. You know, when we see this 8 of Swords, this is often quite triggering for somebody. You know, maybe somebody was triggered into an old childhood wound, something like this, you know, a fear of abandonment or a fear of rejection, you know, or, you know, the wound of I am not enough. So I'm just sensing there was something here, you know, and maybe this is why they were sort of holding on tightly to it. They're just like, oh, I don't know what to do to, you know, I don't have the skills to make a relationship work, to have a relationship at that level, but I'm frightened of losing it at the same time. Okay, this is like a big fear for them, you know, that, you know, that I feel like they had like contrasting needs and desires within themselves, which is why their behavior was so confusing to you. You know, they're saying one thing and doing another, but they're also doing one thing but feeling something else, you know. So, you know, they're holding on to you out of fear. They're sort of grasping, and, you know, rather than two whole people meeting each other and complementing each other, there's this sort of grasping to hold on to somebody just because of fear of being alone or fear of the future. okay? So this is what I'm sensing has happened, you know, as part of this journey. But, you know, your person with this 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, they think of you so highly. They feel all the feels for you. They wanted the dream with you. They wanted everything with you, okay? Their heart is full of love for you. They wanted a future with you. They wanted the foundation with you. They wanted to build something with you. And, you know, this is still how they feel. They still have these 10 of Cups for you. They still have this deep, deep love for you. They still want that beautiful future with you. Okay, this is 2 10s right here. This is, you know, you are their everything, is what I'm hearing. They feel it so deeply, okay? They might not have given you that impression because maybe they were acting out their fears, but in their heart of hearts, this is how they feel. You are their everything to them, okay? They've never felt like this about anybody else. They could imagine spending their life with you. They loved you from the bottom of their heart. You know, they just, all the feels, all the good things, this is how they feel. But you see, the problem, what's crossing it, is this King of Wands in the reverse. So like, they're just like not taking any action on these feelings due to, you know, all these negative beliefs and fears that they have about relationships and about love, and about connecting to somebody. You know, maybe the person that you're dealing with is emotionally unavailable. Remember, this isn't your fault. Their problems are not your fault. Okay, so this King of Wands in the reverse, you know, it just speaks of like an immaturity to their attitude towards this situation, or an immaturity in their emotions, like they just haven't developed the skills, they haven't got enough experience, perhaps they didn't see healthy relationships between their parents, so they don't have a framework to understand what a healthy relationship should look like. But the crux of it is they're not taking any action on this. They might feel it behind the scenes, they might feel it in their heart. You know, I'm feeling like they're thinking you're the one who got away, but they just don't know. They like literally don't know what to do about it. They don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to make it work. They don't know what to say. You know, if you did come back, they wouldn't know how to make it work or what to do about it. And they're just not taking any action. And you know this, I think, already. They're just not taking any action. They're just really stagnant, you know. But when they think of you with all this love from their heart space. They think of you with this fondness. They feel that love in their heart, and they are heartbroken without you, okay? But as for the outcome, what I'm seeing is, you know, we've got the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm just feeling like, you know, the 2 of Pentacles is really about making a decision. And when it's in the reverse, I just feel like the decision has already been made. Okay, they've spent a lot of time contemplating it. I think it's too scary for them. You know, like a real relationship is like, with you, is too scary for them, and they've just backed off from this. And I'm just feeling like they're saying no to this situation right now. They're not saying no to you. I mean, they are saying no to you, but they're not saying, it's not because of you, it's not because of anything you've done. They just, you know, they've just backed off due to their own fears. So I see them making a decision to move on with this 8 of Cups, but they are moving on. They're trying to move on is what I'm hearing. So not like, oh yeah, that's done, I'm over and done with that. They are, you know, because they're still weighed down by all of, you know, these feelings and this loss and this love that they have for you, and all the potential that this connection had. So they are trying to move on is what I'm sensing. They're taking steps to move on. They feel like it's the only thing that they can do is move forward and go in that direction. But they're moving forward with a very heavy heart is what I'm hearing, okay? So, you know, they are moving forward, but with this very heavy heart, with this sense of loss, this intense sense of loss, which is really, really weighing them down. It's making life very difficult for them. It's undermining them, okay? So, you know, they're trying to move on. They're trying to make this decision, you know, and it has been when we see it in the reverse like this, they have been through a really big process within themselves of trying to decide what to do and what's best. And I just think they just don't know what to do, and they don't know what's best. And so they're sort of moving on with life because they don't know what the solution is and they don't know what the answer is for them. With this Hangman in the reverse, I just feel like they're just coming from... you know, again, this is about moving forward. So when it's in the upright, it's more about, you know, surrendering and, you know, taking a moment to pause. But they've just come out of that stage now. They've come out of that thinking, contemplative stage, and they are prepared to move forward now. Okay, again, it's not because they don't love you, it's because they don't know what to do, you know, and what is best. So to actually make it work in the 3D world, they just don't know what the solution is, what the answer is, or how to have a relationship that is that deep and that real. But they're coming from this like really ego-based place, not in a bad way. Just on the surface of things. They're not looking very deeply at things. They're looking at the practical. They're looking at the problems. They're looking, they're basing it on 3D real world circumstances, and they're not taking the time to reflect on the more emotional and spiritual aspects of this, the spiritual lessons, the emotional revelations that are available to them in this situation. In the way that perhaps you are, or somebody in this connection isn't thinking of it in that way. They're only thinking of the problems and the practicalities, and they're not thinking of, they're not seeing the bigger picture, is what I'm hearing. Okay, and just like, they're unable to see the bigger picture. They're unable to see the possibilities of this connection at this time because they're not connecting with it in that more spiritual way. Okay, so when we see the Hangman in the reverse, we're really looking at the 3D and not the spiritual. We're really looking at the practical world and not the emotional world. Okay, so this is where your person is at right now. But as I said, they're considering moving on. They're trying to move on because it's all they know how to do at this time. Okay, this isn't any reflection on you as a person or how amazing you are or how wonderful you are. It's because they do see you as wonderful and amazing. They just don't have it in them to overcome these problems or to sort of work it out. They don't have the experience. Okay, let's take a look at these oracle cards and see what messages Spirit has for you regarding this, and if they have any advice for you. So we have this card Bat from the Spirit Animal deck from the Wild Unknown, which is very beautiful. We have this card, the Golden Path, from the Universal Love Oracle deck. We have Love is All Around You from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck. We have this card, Creator. And we have this beautiful card from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck, which I am loving at the moment. It says, the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Okay, so I'm just sensing you need a little bit of divine intervention in this situation, in your life, in your heart, to help you to feel a little bit better about this situation, or a lot better about this situation. What's interesting is these two cards are opposing, with the Hangman in reverse, which is all about the ego and trying to control things and not being willing to surrender. And then this card is really saying, just surrender, leave it up to God, let God decide, or the universe, universal intelligence, however you resonate with that. And make peace within yourself, give it up to the divine, and things will work out for the highest good of everybody concerned. Okay, I will just say, if this feels very heavy to you, if it feels like bad news, that this is just a snapshot of the energy at the moment. So when I say this is the outcome, this is what they are experiencing right now as you are connecting with this message. Okay, we're just connecting with their energy right now, whatever it is that they're doing, in the next few days or weeks. this is their energy, okay? And that, you know, things can change. Life does change all the time. That is the one constant in life, is change, okay? So just remember that we're taking a snapshot of how they're feeling now and the most likely outcome over the next few days or weeks, okay? It doesn't mean that it's set in stone. It's just to give you that extra bit of information to get you some clarity and help you to understand things better, okay? With that said, you know, we have this card, Bat. This is very similar to the Death card in the tarot. This is about death and a rebirth, and it really indicates that it is time to move on and that it's time to let go of the past, okay? This is what we get with this energy from this Bat card right now, okay? So, you know, maybe this is a little bit of a message from you. You know, maybe you have done your all in this connection. You know, remember that a relationship should be 50-50. It should be nourishing and supportive. It shouldn't be 80-20 or 90-10, okay? So, you know, if you have given it your all, then perhaps it is time to reflect on whether you are just putting more and more energy into a black hole, into somebody who, you know, is too frightened to commit, or too frightened to have a deep relationship, or too frightened to, you know, face their own issues. You know, perhaps it is time to be reborn. Perhaps it is time to explore new options, because I see you going on a journey with this Golden Path card. You know, look at this. We've got this beautiful sunrise ready for you. A new dawn is dawning. New opportunities await you, okay? And I think this is also a reflection that new love awaits you as well around the corner when you have processed these emotions and you are ready to embrace new experiences in that way, okay? But you are on the right path. This is a big message from Spirit that you are on the right path, even if it doesn't feel like it, okay? Spirit would never make you suffer for no reason, okay? So remember, there is a spiritual lesson in this. That you can learn from this person. You know, you are in each other's lives for a reason, to help with your spiritual expansion. And this is what you're doing now. You're moving towards this brilliant, bright new dawn, filled with new people, filled with new love, filled with new opportunities for you. And this is what the universe wants to usher into your life right now, if you are willing to let that experience in. Because we also have this beautiful card, Love is all around you. So if you feel fixated on this one person, don't neglect all the other love which is around you all the time, okay? You know, don't neglect all those people that love you so much. You have so much love in your life. Let those people in, let them help you, and feel that love and connection, because it's going to be like balm to your soul right now, okay? We also have this beautiful card, Creator, and this is again just about inspired action. It's about getting in the driving seat of your life and moving forward with grace and with ease, and, you know, into something that you're passionate about. Perhaps you've been putting so much energy into this situation or this relationship that you've lost a little part of yourself, or that you've been putting so many of your dreams on the back burner, or you've just invested so much in this that, you know, what about investing in you? What about your dreams? Where is it that you want to go now? Do you want to travel? Do you want to be creative? You know, do you want to write a book, or paint a picture, or write a song, or sing a song, or, you know, whatever it is, do that. You know, get in touch with your creativity and share that, and just, you know, more love will come to you to nourish your experience, okay? So yeah, I just see, you know, the strongest message here is really that you will be reborn from this experience. If you feel like it's too heavy, then new fresh energy is available to you, which will make you feel so much better. If you feel like you can't let this go, or you can't get over it, just know that on the other side of those feelings are good feelings, are better feeling experiences and days, okay? So I definitely see that happening, and I just feel like as you surrender to that power which is greater than you, then that will usher in this new fresh energy which is waiting in the wings for you, okay? But remember, you know, you manifest your own reality, you create your own reality, and this is just a snapshot of what we're looking at right now. This person does really care about you. They still hold the torch for you, all right? So I think the universe is really saying, Spirit is really saying, it's up to you what you want to do. You know, do you feel passionate, you know, about life still, or is this really dragging you down? Has this person dragged you down? Well, you know, do you still have that inner spark? You know, do your eyes sparkle? Are you enthusiastic about life, or has this really like taken its toll on you? Has it you know, dampened your spirit a little bit? So, you know, really get back in touch with who you really are and let that express itself in the world, okay? But just surrender at this time if you can, you know. And sometimes what I'd like to say is that if you don't know how to surrender, all you need to do is just say, I am willing. You know, if you don't know how to let go, if you don't know how to surrender, I am willing to let go, I am willing to surrender. Universe, you know, help me in this, because I know, you know, sometimes we know what the best thing is for us, but we can't quite manage it. So you can always ask for divine assistance in your situation, okay? But yes, I do want to reiterate, it's just a snapshot of the moment. They are just considering moving on, and they're trying to move on with a heavy heart, okay? But they do still care about you, all right? But universe is really saying, you are in charge of your life. You are in the driving seat of your life. Take your life where you want it to go, okay? You know, and perhaps don't get hung up on just this one person. Just like broaden your horizons a little bit. You know, this is such a beautiful card of broadening your horizons. You know, what about all the other people out there who want to take a fancy to you, who want to flirt with you, who want to get to know you, who want to enrich your life, okay? And who want to meet you where you are, you know? So that's what we've got today. I hope that that reading has been beneficial for you. I hope that it has given you some clarity. And please don't feel too sad about it. They do care about you, but they are considering moving on because they don't know what else to do. That's all that there is to it in this situation, all right? And that's just at this moment, all right? Do connect with me down in the comments. I love to hear what is going on with you in your lives. Let me know about your own personal situation. I try to get to as many of my comments as I possibly can. And if you feel called to, please check out my book, Love Academy. It's really for helping you to manifest soulmate love into your life. People have been saying that they've been getting really good results with that. You can read more about it on my website if you want to find out if that's something that resonates with you and if you think it might be for you. All right, but you're always in my thoughts. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Do take good care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again soon here on Lumiere. You take care now. Bye bye.